Hello there, welcome into the latest edition of the SAU Baseball Coaches Show. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head baseball coach Steve Browning and coach. Pretty much 2 weekends in the season complete. Got back from Grand Prairie, but still had really a busy slate of games this last week. You played 4 games, 2 against Central Missouri, nationally ranked team coming in, and then Lincoln 2 games to close out kind of that weekend. So 4 games over the weekend. You go out, take on Central Missouri first, again nationally ranked. They were 22nd coming in. First game, offensively, it's been one of the things that your team is trying to work through. Figuring out a lineup that will go and consistently go. 7-1 win over them in the first one. Billy Germain was a bat who stuck out, had 6 RBIs in the game, but scored the 7th run, so he was really a big key to that. Second game, unfortunately, it was a 1-0 game that didn't go in favor of SAU, but overall, despite that, a very well-pitched game, so I think you got to be proud of that effort.
Yeah, it was a big weekend for us. I mean, like I said, we talked last week, anytime you get a chance to play a team of that caliber, you get to find out early what what you have. It was good to see offense show up. Our runs were scored in 2 innings, but it was good to see Jermaine to get going. He was a guy that going into the season we felt like would be a big part of our lineup, and had some struggles earlier in the year, but we kind of been working on a few things, and he's just kind of been plugging away, and he had a good day against them, and even the pitching side of it. Timmy goes out and throws a really good game, and against Central Missouri, they're game 1. Game 2, man, it's a game that's fun to be a part of. It's just the only thing is you don't want to be on the side that we were on at the end of it. But a well-pitched ball game, a 7-inning ball game that ended up going 9 innings, 0-0, and then Central Missouri gets they chip in a run there in the 9th, and offensively we didn't have a lot going for us there, but we did face a very quality arm. And like I said, with Preston Gray on our side and their pitcher going at it, was fun to watch because they were, we talked to our guys about matching intensity, and their guy was matching Preston's intensity, and he was matching their intensity, and it was a fun game to be a part of. Like I said, just we were on the short end of the stick there. And then, that kind of led us into Saturday and Sunday against Lincoln, and the bats kind of got going a little bit. Again, still had good pitching, though. Hunter Mayo comes out, throws another good ball game on Saturday, and gave our offense a chance to kind of get going. I think we scored 15 runs. And then kind of closed out the weekend on Sunday with Simpson getting the ball again and going out and getting a win for us there. But also offensively still saw a few guys that kind of got plugged back in there to do some good things. And one of them being gave Trevor Ward, freshman. We didn't know if Trevor would be ready or not. That's kind of been why we've been kind of hesitant to put him out there. But finally after Friday, I just said, what? I remember the game was over, and I texted him. I said, "Are you ready?" He said, "I'm ready." And I said, "All right, well, you're in there tomorrow." And he goes out Saturday and almost hits for the cycle, and then of course shows up first at bat the next day and hits the double that eluded him on Saturday. So it was good to see him take advantage of an opportunity, and I promise you that he'll get plenty more bats to come for sure.
And also one of the things too, really more focusing on the Lincoln games, because obviously you got Central Missouri, you got great starting pitching performances from, you mentioned Buchanan and Preston Gray, but then also Lincoln. You were able to not necessarily have to have your starters go deep into the game, and about the last 5 innings of each game, 4 or 5 innings, you were able to go an inning apiece, getting some guys some work. We saw a lot of guys making their season debut against Lincoln, trying to come back maybe from some previous injuries, or just really a first opportunity to get them out there, and just an opportunity to get them into the game. So what do you see out of that, being able to get some live work in against people other than themselves?
Well, obviously pitching has carried us to this point. We all know that, but to play 4 games in 3 days, 3 of them being 9-inning ball games, and to go out there and use 14 different pitchers. And I think we gave up 7 runs over the weekend, and actually I think only 1 of them was earned. So with that being said, it was good to be able to, because we've kind of been blessed so far, our starters to go so deep in the game for us, that it was good to see the offense do what they did to allow us the opportunity on Saturday to, like you said, to throw some guys, to get a Jansen Carr and a Fielden and a Strahler back out there, guys that hadn't pitched all year for us because of injuries, and then even got to see some guys, like you said, make their season debut, but they're also their college debut. Had a couple guys that redshirted last year that got a chance to get out there. Then another true freshman in Mitchell got a chance to get out there. So that stuff's always fun. It's fun to be a part of, and witness somebody do their first thing in their college career. But on the other side, it also gave them some experience, moving forward into conference play.
Looking ahead this upcoming weekend, last weekend actually, when you were playing Central Missouri and Lincoln, every other team in the Great American Conference were playing each other, so the conference season has begun. We had the first open weekend, that's why I picked up those other games. But so coming into it this weekend, first conference weekend at Southern Nazarene University. It's a team coming into the year, they were picked last in the coaches poll, but it really maybe opened up some eyes there in the opening weekend last weekend against Monticello, a team that was picked at the top of the conference. They took 2 of 3 from Monticello the first couple of games. They were close games, and came back on Friday and against their closer and things like that. But 2 wins against a quality team like Monticello, obviously Southern Nazarene not a team to be taken lightly.
Well, nobody in this conference is, and those coaches poll, we all know this, they really don't mean a whole much. Because nobody really knows about the other team. Nobody knows who they brought in or how guys are going to respond. But Southern Nazarene be a very good team, and we get to go to their place. And they've beat us every year. They've been a part of this conference, and it's just one of those teams you can't take lightly. And and again they're off to a good start, and they're feeling good about themselves. They went down to UAM, and like I said, took 2 out of 3 at UAM. So again, we can't take them lightly by any means. And we're just looking forward to the opportunity to get up there and play, and hope the weather cooperates and get off to a good start, conference play wise.
We appreciate it very much for your time again. That's head baseball coach Steve Browning. He and his Mule Riders are set to hit the road this weekend, their first GAC series of the year at Southern Nazarene in Bethany, Oklahoma. 3 games set to begin on Friday, first pitch at 2, and then doubleheader beginning at noon on Saturday. And hopefully, like you said, weather will cooperate and get all 3 of them in. Coach, we appreciate it and best of luck.
Thank you.